Simon, move around. Keep moving. Keep it moving.
Action.
Okay, now it's not doing
recording.
it now. I'm recording.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Just start, man.
We on?
Yeah, this is it. This is officially the first episode. We're doing a new video series here at r.e.load, which is just basically so we aren't doing the same dry, kind of boring videos where we say, here's this bag that we make and here's this product we make. And also just to incorporate something more fun, which is beer reviews. So we decided we have a lot of friends of r.e.load who
Enjoy beer.
are really interesting and also will definitely come out if they know that they're going to be reviewing beer. So, I guess I'm Roland. This is Garrick.
Hi.
Garrick's making his debut, actually being on a video. And we work for r.e.load. And Simon, you want to introduce yourself?
Simon. I own Firth Wilson Transport Cycles and build Hanford cycles. And like beer.
And like beer. And speaking of beer, so our first, this is just based on what I had in the fridge, to be honest. It would have been cool to do a Philly beer, but these guys, 21st Amendment, are actually from SF. And we have their Brew Free or Die IPA, which I think is around 7%. These guys actually make a 10% like Imperial IPA, which
7%.
yeah. And the stuff is pretty good, and I really like the artwork on their cans. I think the first thing I had from them was the Heller High Watermelon beer.
I don't know who these guys are.
Do they do the tin fitty? Is that thing as well? Or is it, no, that's Oster's.
Yeah. But they always have amazing artwork on their cans, and the Heller High Water is like the only watermelon beer I've ever had that I actually would drink.
Wonderful summer beer.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's beach beer.
Yeah, have you had any of the other stuff from them?
I've had the one with the monkey on it. I don't remember what that was called.
Monkey beer? Monkey butt beer?
I think it was called, it was like a pale ale. It wasn't anything like super fancy.
We need koozies.
We do need koozies. So, yeah, do you want to pick out one of these hand-painted, hand-designed, one-of-a-kind?
Who designed these different koozies?
Well, I think Roland maybe did that one.
That one with
I
the
think
Yeah, I did the chain ring stuff.
Sarah maybe did that one.
This one.
I made that one.
That
I
one.
think.
I'll take this one. I'm a big fan of Garrett.
Okay.
I'm just going to take a chain ring stencil.
I'm gonna take Sarah's here. I like this color scheme.
I'm going to pour some beer out on the table. Thanks to Pete Whitney, by the way, for this spool, which we just got. We got to refinish it. But let's check out this beer.
This one's a good one too.
Right, I did that one.
There's a lot of cool ones. I mean,
And these are all designs incorporated in your bags too.
not so much.
No, these are mostly just spray paint and paint marker. Don't really do that too much with the bags.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
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 Yeah, we did a bunch of these for the Philly Bike Expo.
Oh,
So we were giving these out when we did the gold sprints.
a wonderful event held here in Philadelphia in the fall, organized by Blink Cycle Works.
Yeah. What do you think about it being at the convention center this year, moving from the Armory?
The bigger and better. Last year. Last year was the first year at the convention center.
Yeah.
This year it's going to
2014.
be 2013
Right.
was the first year.
13.
Last year. This
What
is
year is it
2000
now?
2014. All right, let's take this away from you.
7%. We need to move down to 3.5%.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Need a light lunch.
But I enjoyed it at the convention center. It's a different thing, but I think the spirit of the whole event was still there.
You can bring out more people. Bigger space like that.
People are more inclined to go to a shiny place like the convention center than a gritty place like the
Armory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how that thing has grown in the past couple of years.
And it's doing its job. People who have exhibited there are moving to Philadelphia, like Mary Elizabeth, all one word hats. She's came to Philly for the show and is now moving here.
Nice.
Cool.
And other, It's showcasing Philadelphia as a cycling city, which is what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Speaking of shows, did you go to NABS?
I did go to NABS.
Which
was
was where was that this year? Just
Not
for-
on the East Coast or the Midwest.
Wait, wasn't it Charlotte?
Yeah, I thought it was.
Oh, I guess that's the East Coast, right?
It doesn't have to be New England or Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, this has been
That's true. That is the South.
This
That
has
is
been
the South.
recorded, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean you're
It's understandable. You don't understand.
You're a
American
UK
geography.
guy.
I know. Who are
So
these
good.
guys again?
Yeah.
On this can, these cans.
So how was that?
It was fine. I always enjoy. It's the first time I've been in 4 years since Richmond, which is
Okay.
also on the East Coast.
True.
True enough. East Coast city, big major.
Also the South. Yeah.
East Coast city. But it's always fun to see old friends and talk
Talk shop.
about bicycle stuff
Mm-hmm.
and see the new bikes nonsense.
What the
that people
trends
can-
are
what
that
the
people are
trends
building.
what
Seems like a lot of
the colours for
disc
next
brake,
fall.
cyclocross,
Mhm.
touring kind of rigs, dirt touring, things like that.
Yeah, gravel grinders.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That word, 2 words.
Gravel grinder.
Yeah,
Which is an actual. That's the style, like, or is that what
that's
it's
what
being called,
that's
but
what
not?
the people are calling it now.
Yeah.
That's what the kids call it these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you bring stuff like Hanford stuff down there?
I did not. No, you have to be an exhibitor. But it was nice to go there and not have to be an exhibitor. So it was nice to go and
Yeah.
walk around and
Just to-
shoot the shit with people
Yeah.
instead of.
Low stress.
Yeah, very much so. And it was fun.
Yeah.
Not to be involved in the competition bullshit.
Yeah.
And all that bullshit that goes with it.
Had you been to Charlotte before?
No.
How'd you like Charlotte?
Well, we were in the downtown, so
It's just mostly the
it's
show.
It's just the show.
Yeah.
I went to a barbecue place, and that was fun.
Yeah.
Good food
Mhm.
in that
Mhm.
place.
So that's the vinegary barbecue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But they didn't put the sauce. They didn't put the vinegary stuff
Right. It just comes in a squirt.
on. Yeah, but they didn't put it on the side of mine. So
Whether it wasn't there at all, or
no, but it tasted good anyway.
yeah,
So that was all right.
yeah.
Maybe you have to ask for it.
No, because somebody else came and
Did they spit in it?
they did throw a glass of water over me
Oh.
when I got there. So that I don't know
Did
about
their
the
face
southern
change after you like
It's southern
spoke,
hosp-
and then they're like, eh.
That's it.
Southern
Southern
hospitality
hospitality.
isn't
And it is
up
the
there,
Queen
Charlie.
City as well, and I thought I'd get some more respect from these Southerners, but
Wrong queen, maybe.
maybe. Must be.
Oh well. Oh, well.
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, it's a big. Charlotte is just a shiny corporate city with corporate buildings, and we were there on the weekend, so everything was closed. Or
Yeah.
desperately trying to get people into their coffee shops that are obviously busy
Mhm.
during the week when people are coming in to their jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
One thing, sorry.
Yeah. Cut.
Cut. I gotta lose my phone. It's buzzing.
I bet.
Oh, you guys could. I was just making sure everything is still going.
Technical advice. There we go. Let me turn this off, shall I? Or at least stop it from doing. There you go.
What do you? What's the opinion on this beer?
It's
What kind of beer? Like, I'm an IPA. I drink all IPAs, so.
I like
what's your-
everything. Personally.
I do too. 7% is generally is a little bit
Steep.
heavy for
Yeah.
me
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
on an empty stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the pretzels? Mr. Gaffney would be disappointed.
Gaffney. We finished them last
No, yeah. It's
last game. You want some?
Go get the pretzels.
Yeah.
He's been bringing cookies more lately.
He bought cookies to us the other day.
Yeah,
but-
Pat Gaffney goes to Trader Joe's
Mhm.
like every week. Brings a barrel of pretzels, barrels of cookies.
It's just so he can hang
This
out.
is what's left of the last batch. These are the
Is
freshest.
is the lid tight?
Yes, these are still fresh. So these are Utz brand.
Uh-huh.
Pretzel
We
review.
endorse them. They're like better than any other pretzel
She's cute.
pretzel nugget.
Yeah, my take on this beer, I mean, obviously I liked it because I bought a case of it.
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely an
it's
IPA. It's very
Hoppy.
It's not
very hoppy.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's super duper hoppy.
Hard to tell
Like,
out of a can. I always
very
have a hard
drinkable.
time
It's less
with the
hoppy
canned
than
beers.
like Phoenix Pale or Sly Fox or something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely not as floral. It's real smooth.
So what's going on at Firth? And are you guys at a year yet?
June 1st.
June 1st, so almost.
We signed the lease April 1st. Spent 2 months fixing the place up, and opened June 1st.
So do a little, plug, like where are you guys located? What's your
We are
specialty?
right around the corner. Go out the door, go down the street,
Whatever your
make
door
a,
is.
Make
For
a
everybody
right,
in Texas.
make a right on Spring Garden Street, and it's 933 Spring Garden Street, Philadelphia, in the Callow Hill section of Philadelphia, just above Chinatown, over Chinatown. We are Firth Wilson Transport Cycles, me and my wife and David Wilson. Opened the shop last year, June of 2013.
Just to be clear, David Wilson is not your wife.
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Just wanted to clarify that.
Thank you. And we specialize in cargo bikes and city bikes and frame repairs and frame building. We also have, David is a frame builder, long-time frame builder, worked in Seattle for various frame builders and himself, and I worked here in Philadelphia for Belenky Cycle Works, and now have my own frame shop, Hanford Cycles, specializing in custom lugged steel and TIG and fillet brazed bicycles. So how many do you want?
As well as Brooks.
Oh yeah,
There as well.
Brooks Saddle Repair.
Yeah.
Official North American Brooks Saddle Repairs.
Yeah.
It's
So
quite.
you're the guy in the
You're the guy.
I'm the man.
the
The
man.
only man.
Yeah. And you have some of those new. What are the new?
Cambium saddles.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I like them. They're vegan.
True. Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah. Yeah.
Brooks used to make all kinds of different saddles back in
Yeah.
the day.
Plastic and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And during the various wars they've been through, they would use rubber as a substitute to leather because it was,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, I don't know. Rubber comes from rubber trees, which also has to be imported. But anyway, so this is a new
You can get it
product.
quicker, I guess, than a cow, a new cow, I guess. Right?
Well, it's in Indonesia, then it's not as easy to get it.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't really make any
when
sense, does
it
it?
doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm
The
talking
leather
out
was
my
being
arse.
used for wartime goods, and
Yeah,
they needed all of them.
maybe. Let's drink more beer.
Yeah.
We'll figure this out.
Mhm.
I'm glad they are making. That's more my style of saddle. With me, I'm like a Hutch. I still use a Hutch Trickstar saddle, which is now like impossible to get unless you're spending a lot of money on eBay.
I'm gonna be actually. Brooks asked me to build them a bike with featuring one of their Cambium saddles. That'll be. It's top secret, right? This isn't gonna be shown anywhere where people see
This
it.
is, the internet's a pretty small place.
It's catching on.
It's very
catching,
shallow.
yeah.
Like nobody's
Yeah.
gonna watch this.
Shallow. So those, I'll build a bike for them, and then it'll get shown at NABS next year, and I'll win all kinds of accolades and.
I'm glad we got
No
you
doubt
now
we will.
while you
Yeah.
still have the time in your schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you're way too important for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming very soon, boys. Don't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well,
Very
I
soon.
believe it. I've seen your work. It's beautiful stuff. I'm sure it would.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have like the first cargo bike
Mm-hmm.
that you built, and a track bike, which now George has. But I got an S&S coupler track bike a couple years ago.
A couple of years
which is
ago.
awesome. It's probably like
Almost
8
10
years ago,
years.
right?
At least,
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least that
8
long.
or 9 years ago.
Well,
It's because we're all getting old.
I used it for the first time at the SF NACS, so whenever that was.
It's probably
Years ago.
2006
Yeah, a
or
long time
7,
ago, actually.
something like
Yeah,
that.
we actually
Somewhere
still
maybe.
had r.e.load still had a Seattle location too.
Yeah,
so
that maybe
that's how old
2006
it
or
was.
7. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
8 years then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's been stolen once, returned.
Yes. And so,
Yeah.
wait, that the number one cargo bike never got stolen, right?
The cargo bike that I actually bought to my specs got stolen. The one I got from you to fill in the gap while that one was in limbo has never been stolen. No.
Right. That was the original first.
And that was the
Yeah.
original one. First gen.
Look at that one.
No, it's crazy.
That's a winner. That's a lucky one.
It is.
So as far as the shop is going, like how is that been? Do you feel like it's time's flying by, or?
Yeah, I'm busy. I almost missed this interview. Like, oh shit. Sorry.
Like
I've
location and everything.
The location, obviously, it's the first year. People have been catching on definitely, and we've got regular customers who come in and bug us on a regular basis, which is good. And we've
regular
got
non-customers.
regular non-customers, and we have like a group, a really pretty tight group in Philadelphia now who are moving their kids around on bikes, on cargo bikes and kid hauling bikes.
Yeah, I came by for one of those. Yeah, that was a pretty awesome thing to see.
We've had a couple events organized by Kidical Mass people in Philadelphia, Dana Driscoll and Marnie, who haul their kids around on bikes, and that kind of stuff is definitely growing in Philadelphia. Look at it. And Extra Cycle is a big brand that we're stocking, and we sold a bunch of those to people who are taking their kids around. Yeah. And it seems that there's more people moving kids than there are moving cargo.
Right.
Which is
and hauling kids around is really kind of an understatement for. I mean, this is like specially designed.
Yeah.
Like kid cargo bikes, not just a bike with the kid seat on the back.
No.
I mean, these are some amazing bikes with forward mounted trays and linkage steering and disc brakes and
internal gears, and generator hubs, and rain covers and electric assists, and it's moved a long way in the last probably certainly in the US. It's happening on a really steep curve now. I think in the last only couple 2-3 years. I think. Yeah. The cargo thing has been slowly moving over the last 10 years, I would say. I've been building those Belinky cargo bikes for 15 or 16 years.
Right.
But more and more of them are being sold in the U.S. to move cargo, but more and more people.
It makes sense. I mean, the more people see them, the more they're going to be interested, the more they're going to buy. That curve, like you said, is going to become steeper.
Yeah. And the more infrastructure that is available. Certainly in Philadelphia, it's a great town for.
Yeah, we're getting more bike lanes all the time. Yeah, it's great.
And then it gets to be a critical mass, and the more people you see on bikes, then the more they realize that you can't run them over. Right?
Yeah, and just getting to try out some of those bikes. I mean, they look like they're going to be a little bit tough to handle when you actually get on it. You see how easy and how fun it is.
Yeah. And that's why we have the open house days for families to come in and try the bikes with their kids. And we can also rent them. We rent them out. So if you want to rent to buy, then that's something that we can do.
Yeah, I got to get mine hooked up because I have a 5-month-old now. So weather starts getting nice. I do have a cargo bike now, but I definitely need some good hands on it because it's been neglected for a long time, which is fine for me.
It was almost a project
I'm not
in a way.
It's disgusting.
It was a project.
I'm not going to put a precious cargo on it the way it is now.
It was like a project to see how decrepit it could become. Like how little work could be put into it.
I almost got kicked out of the cargo bike club several times.
Yeah, Pat Gaffney's semi-regular newsletter, the cargo bike club.
Semi-regular.
Yeah.
Was
that's right. He wrote. He actually wrote up.
He wrote
like a.
He would have like
demerits.
Yeah.
And
there was a couple of people that bought Belinkis, and he would send them letters and say, "Congratulations on your purchase of a Belinky cargo bike. Welcome to the Belinky Cycle Works Cargo Bike Club. Our next meeting will be at on Lemon Hill on June, whenever it was, for the course dates race."
Did anybody actually go to those meetings?
We had one when there was an array of probably, I don't know how many cargo bikes were there.
Me,
Jackson, 4. There might have been a Belinky one that.
I forgot about him.
Might have been 5 or 6.
Yeah,
we got to find the photograph for that.
But that was also like 7 years ago.
Oh, easily.
Right.
No, more than that.
Yeah.
Because I think it was before Pat and I did PvP, so that was 2000.
Which is what? Tell the viewers about
PvP.
What
Paris-Brest-Paris
venture that is.
It's a ridiculous venture. It is a long distance, self-supported tour ride from Paris to Brest and back to Paris. It's 1,200 kilometers. You have to do it in 90 hours.
So that's what in miles, like 10 miles?
American miles?
American miles.
Yeah. It's
Country miles.
300 gallons of gas.
Okay.
It's 765 miles.
Wow.
Is what we did, we did about 1,200 something kilometers.
So that's like here to New York and back 10 times or something. Like
Maybe 5 no, how far is
Here
it?
and back.
New York's 100 miles.
It's like
Yeah.
100 miles.
It's
Sure.
7
one,
times.
2, yeah,
All right.
7.
It's far.
It's a
It's a lot
lot.
of riding.
It's a lot of riding.
It is a lot of riding.
And
Through
it's
beautiful
continual
countryside.
riding, no sleep.
Well, you have to do it in 90 hours.
Right. So if you can get a wink in here and there, you
Yeah.
can sleep, but that's
I got about. Gaffney's going to dispute this, but I'm saying 8 hours of sleep, possibly. About 5 hours first night.
You think he's going to dispute saying you slept more, or
He said we slept 45 minutes or
you guys
something.
were lazy? Yeah.
He was up smoking. That's the thing.
Yeah,
He.
see
I
him.
slept more than him. I don't
Goofy
know.
smiling.
Yeah. Pacing around
Yeah.
smoking cigarettes. He
Yeah.
doesn't smoke anymore.
I've heard stories of people duct taping their necks up
Yeah.
just to keep their heads up as they ride to not fall
Coat
asleep.
hangers holding their helmets
Oh,
up to
jeez.
themselves. Well,
Sounds
what happens
terrible.
is
Why
there's
would
some
you
kind
want
of
to do this?
It's ridiculous. There's a condition where your neck just gives out.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
so many miles of just then you just so there's people holding their heads up like this.
I see needing tape for my eyelids.
But I'm gonna let's focus on the positive, shall we? It was a beautiful riding through the beautiful countryside.
Well, half the time you're riding at night, so how do you even see it?
Well, people.
Like
It's
everybody.
a beautiful. I mean, I have nothing. I mean, how many times Pat's done it? Like
This
3 times or something?
3 times.
So obviously it's amazing.
It's an
and
amazing
it's-
thing.
It sounds
it's
fantastic.
a
Yeah.
huge event on the route.
Either way.
Yeah. My friends in England.
When you go from Paris to Brest, it's route, and then when you go from Brest back to Paris, it's route.
Yes, exactly. And all the villages, they dress the villages up like it's the Tour de France is coming through, and with the
So they'll come
flowers.
out there at like 2 in the
Oh,
morning
yeah.
and
all night long.
That's
There's
amazing.
People on the side of the road just
cheering you on.
cheering us on.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
it's amazing, but ridiculous too. you have to qualify for it too. So you have to do a Super Run de North series before in the same year as the Paris-Brest-Paris. You have to do a 200 kilometer, 300, a 400, and a 600 kilometer ride
Just so they know you're up for the
Yeah.
challenge.
to qualify to do, and those are all timed as well.
Mm-hmm.
To do the Paris-Brest-Paris. And I mean, it's an iconic ride, and that's why I did it. I did it once, and that was plenty enough for me. I was riding with a Belgian guy, and we were riding down the road. It's like really tired. I'm looking around. There's a beautiful little streams, people trout fishing, and restaurants like cooking the trout that the dudes fished out, and you ride through these towns with the smell of the bakeries and stuff, and you just keep going.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to stop.
Yeah, you want to stop.
And the guy, this guy's like,
It's like extra.
he's like, this is my second time. There are more beautiful things to do. I'm like, yeah, there are. Let's stop and smell the
Like
roses.
enjoy those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, well, more power to you.
Yeah.
It's like 4,000
Yeah.
or 5,000 people, I think, did it
Wow.
last time. It's every 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's rarefied air that you're breathing when you're doing
Sure.
Paris-Brest-Paris.
Sure.
I'm super glad I did it. But I would do something else before that.
Hey, that's
Just be one of those people that goes and cheers everybody else on, and after they pass, you go back to your baguette.
I wrote it
Done. I'm
fromage.
Yeah, exactly. If next year is the next, 2014 is the next edition of Paris-Brest-Paris. If I could afford to rent a house in somewhere on that route, on the way out, route on the way back, then I would, and I would
Just hang
welcome the Gaffneys
Sure,
to
yeah.
the bosom of my delightful table.
Are they trying to do it again?
Of course,
Yeah, of course.
they're
On the-
insane.
and on a tandem.
And
no
A
less.
double
yeah.
John.
Yeah, a double John for the Philly heads up in here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Double mint.
Craziness.
Yeah.
But I'd rather just sit around and watch them go by.
I
Thank
agree.
you very much.
I would too. You know, if you're gonna get me on a plane to France,
Bloody French.
last thing I want to do is ride for 96
I'll go
hours.
hang out in the house.
Yeah, bring it. Man.
Chill-
I'll
chill
tell
in
you
on
what.
the house.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
So when is it?
Yeah. When is?
Next year, August.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not busy in a bike shop in August. It actually isn't. It's all because everybody's
Too hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David can look after the place, don't worry. By then, this time next year, the place will be running itself.
Yeah. So
I'll
what's
be counting money.
what's
It goes this way.
Is that it?
what's like the most surprising thing? Like you. All right. So when I first met you, actually, you worked in a shop. This is a long time ago. A shop in South Philly.
Yes. Yes.
Then you worked at Belenki.
Uh-huh.
Now you're at a shop again. Like, what's the most surprising thing, I guess, about running your own business and working at the shop? Like, is anything?
Well,
Like, what's going on?
I worked at Belenki for probably close to 15 years. And it's in North Philly in a junkyard, behind a junkyard. You don't get many people up there, up in that junkyard, apart from the dudes in the junkyard, who are nice guys. Don't get me wrong. But I quit that job after a while, after 15 years.
A while.
A while. And I started working in a couple other little bike shops in town and realized I really like retail and enjoy interacting with people.
You're a people person.
I am a people
You are a
person.
people person.
And I really enjoy that. So my friend David was moved into Philadelphia, and I'd known him for a number of years through going to bike shows, and knew he was into the cargo bike scene. I worked with him for a little while, and we decided we're getting old, and it's time to
Put up or shut up, as
put
they
up
say.
or shut up, exactly, and
Yeah.
open a bike shop and do it the right way, the way we want to do it,
Yeah.
with cargo bikes and city bikes and family bikes.
Yeah.
And what's the most surprising thing? That people are coming through the door. I don't know. No, I
that's
knew
not
they were
surprising.
not
Yeah, you knew
surprising
that
at
would
all.
happen.
But I'm enjoying being back in the civilized world.
Yeah. Not living out
Yeah.
in the junkyard.
Yeah, that was fine too. I mean,
It's
enjoyed
fun.
it.
It's got its fun.
Focusing
Sure,
on the
certainly.
creative part of
Sure,
building
sure.
bicycles and stuff.
Yeah, I guess like I worked at Wissahickon Cycles for a bunch of years, and that was me
Drew.
and Drew.
Yeah.
And it was like, obviously there were customers, but it was just like me and Drew all the time.
Drew's a wonderful man. He helped me out a great deal.
Which no, but
Yeah.
I mean, it is a different experience to work someplace where 85% of the time it's just the couple people who work there and that's it, and you don't
Yeah.
get all of that walk-ins and
Yeah.
customers and interaction filtering in. So yeah, definitely get where you're coming from with that. Anything like annoying about?
Anything annoying?
Has so you have
So,
it's
so
weird
the
'cause you're
shop
not,
rats
like-
aren't annoying at all.
Nothing really annoys me to any real degree. The shop rats can, nah.
You're not like a
Possibly the
typical
landlord.
new
the landlord's an
shop
asshole.
owner because you have so many connections because you've been in the industry for so long. So it's not like all of a sudden you're trying to contact
Yeah.
suppliers and stuff and they don't know who you are. I mean, you kind of had your blueprint
Yeah.
together
It-
and things were ready to roll. Like when
Pretty much. Been
the main
thinking
thing was
about it
getting
for a
the
long
shop
time.
together, right? Like
Yeah, and that was fun
fixing
too.
equipment.
I really enjoyed building the shop as well because I'm into that kind of thing. Built all the benches and built everything in the
The
place.
place is beautiful.
Yeah, you guys did a lot of
Thank
work.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Kites. Let's talk about kites.
Kites.
Oh, let's talk about going to the beach.
I didn't know you knew
So
how to
good.
fly kites until we were at Brigantine,
Yeah.
Jersey Shore, and you rolled up
When I
a lot of kites.
a lot of kites, and I've got more since.
Yeah.
When I first moved to Philadelphia, I started working at Via Bicycle, and I was there for just a season, pretty much. I don't know. I wasn't that good of a mechanic, maybe, I don't know. Curtis is a weirdo. He is.
He won't be watching.
Which, yes,
It's like, yeah. And he knows he's a weirdo. It's just but he would just close the shop up. He closed the shop up, and we all went to the beach, and like a bunch of people from in the like related bike scene around that went to the beach, went to Allen Beach State Park, and it was wonderful. And then in the last number of years I've been in Philadelphia, I always thought that was a brilliant idea, and I wanted to incorporate more people on the bicycle shop beach day.
Yeah.
And there was like maybe 3 years where we managed to get Via and Belinky and Firehouse, and I can't remember, like a bunch of related people. You guys might have come to one of them, I don't know.
Now there was a bunch of messenger rides to the shore,
Yeah.
but I never went on a shop.
Some people rode, but
Yeah.
most of it was just like, it would be a Wednesday or something. We just
Yeah.
pile down the beach and just hang out on the beach. So that's
That started at the beach, but what about the kites?
well, we take beach is an awesome place.
Have
to
you
fly a
always
kite.
have you always been into kites? Like, or is that?
I lived in London for a long time. I was a bike messenger in London, and
And they use kites to get around there.
No, I'm trying to see how this ties. So after work, we would all work on our custom kites.
After work, I would go to Parliament Hill and fly kites.
All right.
And then that's how I would relax a little bit. and
Okay.
Fly kites, and I always enjoyed flying kites.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta say, I mean,
No, they flying
I
kites is
enjoyed
great.
watching you fly
Absolutely,
the kites.
yeah.
'cause
And I
it
took
was
photographs
pretty
from the
awesome.
kites, kite aerial photography.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what is the newest acquisition you've got?
I have a Cody war kite, 8-foot wingspan, which is more than that much. It's huge, and it's like a box kite that was designed by an American cowboy dude that lived in England, and he in the turn of the last century, first teens.
This was like a legit cowboy.
Oh, legit, yeah. He had the thing, and he would do shows and stuff, cowboy shows. But he had these big kites, and he would send people up in man lifting kites.
Right. Yeah.
So they would send them up so they could spy on the enemy in war, and
That's
then the enemy would just shoot them down.
Right. Yeah. That's a terrible.
It's awful.
Terrible job.
Bloody awful job. But it's a beautiful, like bat-like looking kite. I haven't flown it yet because I got it. It was on super
been
sale.
winter and-
It's been
Yeah.
winter and shitty.
Yeah.
Well,
But I'm going to take that to the beach, and we're
summer's
going to
coming up, it's
have.
spring.
And you're gonna put Vicky in it and send her up, I guess.
Well, you're going to have to ask her.
But he told me earlier. I swear it wasn't my idea.
Well, you know, Pat will volunteer.
Oh, he would.
It's
No,
too big.
this is-
He's too big for it. He's
I need a whole
smaller,
bunch
smaller
more.
person.
Yeah.
Maybe Cecily.
Maybe Cecily
Yeah.
go. But no, that's going to be the next kite that we're going to be seeing.
Cool.
Flying
Cool.
At the bicycle shop.
I'll maybe make one out of a trash bag and bring that.
Because of course you're a kite man too. Tell us
When I
about
was
it.
in high school,
Uh-huh.
I made a few.
Oh.
Only trash bags and duct tape, some dowel rods. That was the extent of it.
I think
Nothing special. A couple. I don't even know what the
nothing
design
special
is called.
about the kite club that you ran.
It was me and like 2 people. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
first email address was kite bite ride or something like that. I can't remember something.
At AOL.
At AOL,
And
Something
Earthlink.
like
yeah. CompuServe.net. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
All right, well,
Cheers, gentlemen.
Yeah,
It was
cheers.
a wonderful little chat. Thank you
Yeah,
for inviting
brilliant.
me. And we'll finish this beer.
thank you for coming through.
This other
Have
beer
another one.
afterwards.
So we're going to put links to Firth and Wilson Cycles, Hanford, at the bottom. If you're in Philly or if you're visiting Philly, definitely check out Simon at his shop, 9th and Spring Garden.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks a lot for watching.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.